mascot, Rising Star. And it is my pleasure to introduce your chairman for Brony Fan Fair. Please give a very warm welcome. He worked really hard on putting this con together. Please welcome your Brony Fan Fair chairman, Peter John.
The lights are really bright up here. How many of you are out here? 7. 7? That's terrible.
7,000.
If only. Only. All right, so welcome to Brony Fan Fair 2013. We are back. Brony Fan Fair 2. Return to Brony Fan Fair. Brony Fan Fair strikes back. All right, so I did not write a speech. But welcome to Brony Fan Fair 2013. We obviously expanded on our venue space since last year. You guys remember last year? Yes. Who was here for the first time? All right, welcome to Brony Fan Fair. I am fully confident y'all will have lots of fun here. All right, so we have a couple of new things. Of course, we expanded on the venue. We have shirts again. And we have this bottomless cup deal this weekend. For $10, you can buy this souvenir cup with our logo on it and get drinks, free drinks for the rest. Three drinks. All right, I'm gonna let Mike tell you about it.
All right, here you go. You get a cup, and you get free refills at the bar concessions, what do you want to call it, for the entire weekend of fruit punch, lemonade, and iced tea.
For $10, the entire weekend. We also have a friendship deal. You can buy 2, one for you and one for your friend, for $18, right? Yeah. All right. So, who came here as a VIP? All right. So, in this VIP, who has the game that's in it? All right, can I borrow one of those? Because I am terrible at preparations apparently. Sorry. But this game is called G-Say. I know it's not a pony game, but let me tell you why we put it in the bags. One of our community guests, Rena Chan. Rena, why don't you stand up? This is one of Rena's first jobs, voice work jobs. She voices one of the suspects in this game, right? Yeah. It's a murder mystery, so y'all have fun with it. Now get her to sign it. She has Sharpies. All right, now I'm going to introduce some of our community guests. We already found Rena. Amelie, she's in the deals room. Y'all make sure you check out the deals room. We got a lot of cool people, things for y'all to get. Celestial Radio, where's CR? Celestial Radio. Shamrock, are you here? No? Okay. Who's excited for Draw Ponies? Neil's also in the dealer's room. And we also have Holly Glowhawk. Come on up, Holly.
Hello, every pony. I'm happy to see you all. I am going to be one of the judges for the cosplay competition, and I'm hoping a lot of you will take part in this event. We've got our sign-up booth right there across from the photo suite, so come on by, say hello. If you've got any costume questions, I'll give you my limited expertise.
Bye, Holly. Thank you, Holly. Is Paley in the audience? But anyway, Paley from Brony Breakdown will be here this weekend. So, yay! And now let's get to the people you've all come here to see. As much as I would like, it's not me. All right, first up is Matt Hill. Voice of Sword in My Little Pony. Y'all know him there as Ed in Ed and Eddie.
Hello. Good to see everybody today. I was just wondering one question. Have you seen my friend Soren anywhere? Because I heard that he lost his pie and somebody was going to save it for him. Okay? Has anybody seen Double B as well? Is he here? Okay, I'll give you the mic now.
Speaking of Double B, we have Sam Vincent. Voice of Flynn. Voice of Double B.
Greetings and salutations, people. It's very nice to be here. Thank you very much.
Well, look what we got here, brother of mine. It's a saving every cow. Maybe they're not aware that there's really no need for this theory to despair. Let the crew living in this other side have what you and I will share.
All right, because we started our opening ceremony is so late, and we are actually almost about to breach your Q&As.
We're gonna breach them.
Breach longer. All right.
It's coming! The panel is coming!
It's actually 5 minutes until the panel, so we're just going to go ahead and get it started.
Okay.
But before that, though, we have gifts for you two.
Like Christmas. Like paper.
We have gift baskets with your names on them.
Matt, I would like to give you my gift basket and you give me yours. Okay. There we go. Perfect. Thank you very much.
You have gravy in yours?
Oh, wait, there's a tiny chicken in there. I'll give you the chicken there, don't worry. It's all good. Oh, thank you.
They have, all of these are local Austin products.
Really?
So when you guys take these home, I want you to think of us fondly. All right?
Booze?
Yes, it is booze. It's Tito's. It's vodka. It's completely Austin brand. It's brewed here in Austin.
That has to go right now, I think.
I'm gonna take these away now, and we're gonna go ahead and get their Q&A started. You guys excited?
Okay. Bright light.
Wow. Is this the only microphone in the room? Because I think.
We have some wired mics.
Okay.
Oh, well, sometimes we like to put one out there. I guess you guys are pretty loud people. You could probably ask the questions just shoving it out sometimes. No? Would you guys prefer to have a microphone? Yeah. Some people are shy.
I can't even see the front row now.
Wow, these lights are bright.
How you doing?
You know when you look at a bright light and you close your eyes and you see where they call phosphenes or whatever? Then, anyways, I'm seeing like about 20 million little UFOs in my brain right now. Some like brain cells.
Put the lights on.
The lights off. Better.
Well, that's better. Oh. Yeah.
Boom, boom.
Maybe like the house.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
It's okay.
Hello, beautiful people.
Whoa.
So good to see you.
Well, now it's like now the guys who's running the camera's like, I can't see anything now. Man, oh man. Oh, see, this is bad. Okay, let's sit down more. I'm not.
Get a cheer for you. Okay, buddy? This for Sam.
Thank you. Sorry, I hit you in the face. So wait. You said you had other types of microphones, right? That you could, okay, so right now, thank you. We'll just share one between us for now, and then maybe we'll try and organize. Unless people want to pass it around to the people who put up their hands, otherwise you can make a lineup for questions. But anyway, so first, so I guess, well, since we're here together, we should talk about all the shows that we've done together. First of all,
We've done a couple.
yeah, we've done a couple. Ed and Eddie's just, is that the, yeah, that is
Do you want to know a quick story?
Oh.
You know how I ended up getting, we had what, like 8 auditions for Ed and Eddie, okay? It was unheard of in Vancouver at the time, okay? 8 or 10 or something crazy like that. And the one time we were in there and they had the 3 of us together to see if, you know, me and Sam and Tony would gel together. And we were trying to get the voices, we were trying to do stuff, and I remember I got so frustrated because Danny, who's the creator, was like, he knew what he wanted to hear, and he was just going like, I don't know if that's the sound. And I get so frustrated, I remember looking at the mic and I went like,
oh, that's
how do you
great.
get water from this thing here? No kidding, and he was like, that's it right there. Just like, water from this thing? Okay.
And yeah, that's actually whenever we did the show, and they wanted to play our reference voices so we could get into character. That they always played that, banging his head. Oh, you get water from this thing.
And Sam, how did you find your voice for Double D? How? Messy.
Well, if that's a serious question, Matt, I will answer it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you like to know how do you want the PG version or the R-rated version? It's up to
you. They said he mumbled. The thing is about Double D is they said that he mumbled a lot. And he didn't end up being a mumbler in the beginning. He was a little bit, but then, and he was kind of soft-spoken, and he had to be young, so and I knew I wanted to have this little kind of cute little rasp thing going on, so
I don't remember he was very, in the beginning he was very mumbly, kind of like that, he didn't talk a lot.
But pretty soon he evolved, and it was just trying
Trying to get that very, oh dear.
I guess oh dear was the thing that got me into it. That's my tag thing.
All right, oh dear, messy.
So, that was kind of, you had to get it. And also, I would say that I drew from my childhood a lot when I was 10 years old. Very scary. I don't want to talk about it, but okay. I stopped being cool. It's okay. I stopped being cool.
now, man. You're cool now.
I went to live with my grandmother for a year, and she fed me lots of cookies all the time, and I got a bit pudgy. And then I had to get my glasses, and then I was just socially awkward as well. So it was, and I drew a lot of.
I spent a lot of time drawing all the time. So basically, Double D was me at 10 years old drawing pictures of Garfield and things. Yeah.
And I think
I'm playing with Lego.
Double D, I think also you had that part in your child houses, where you spent a lot of time looking at the wall.
This is very true, Ed.
My best friend. Yep.
But you know what? Let's let's put on hold for the Eds for the moment. And let's focus on My Little Pony.
I love My Little Pony! Sorry. I get
I think, why don't we just start by letting people put their hands up and we get to pick. Wow. And then they can ask us a question, and if you didn't hear them, we'll repeat it, and we'll try and answer it.
Okay.
So does anybody have any questions related to, okay, yes, sir, right
With
there.
the pony.
Yes, go for it. Which one?
Did you and the gentleman that played Flan actually...
Scott McNeil. You didn't think that was Scotty? Okay.
Did you actually sing your parts, or was that, or was there some assistance there?
Celine Dion did mine. They just lowered her down a tone and it sounds wonderful. No, that's us singing. Now, you heard me at the beginning of.
Well, you've got opportunity in this very community. He's flipping his flam with the world famous Flim Flam Brothers. Traveling sales ponies now power.
Well, just to finish that question, we actually had to audition and sing a portion. I don't know if we actually sang a portion of the song, or maybe we did, because there was a demo track. We sang a portion of the song for the audition, so they auditioned us for the voice and the singing part. So both Scott and myself both had to do both components for the audition, and yeah, so we had to be able to carry a tune a little bit. So.
Thank God for auto-tune. They were more like...
Yeah, actually, that's what it sounded like when we did it. It's true. Yeah. And yes.
I have a question. How exactly did you guys manage to come into your line of career?
How did we come into our career? Like, how did we fall into voiceover? How did we get in front of the mic? And that's a good question. It was like, for me, ever since I was really, really young, I knew I always wanted to be an actor when I used to watch. This is totally dating myself, but there was a show called Donnie Marie Osmond. Okay? I love her. She's so awesome. But anyhow, I knew I always wanted to perform, and so when I turned, I guess, 13, I skipped school one day, took the bus all the way downtown Vancouver, and said, okay, I'm going to get an agent today, and that's what happened. And and then voiceover kind of was a similar sort of thing. It was in the early days of a lot of animation and voiceover coming to Vancouver, and I actually got cast on one of the last live broadcast radio shows for like down here you have what is it, NPR radio. In Canada, we have what's called CBC, so it's across Canada, and they had a live radio show that they recorded every week, and I got to play one of the parts on that. So, and I kind of just rolled from there, But that was like, man, it was like.
It's amazing, Matt, that you just decided I'm gonna go downtown and get an agent. I'm gonna get an agent,
And I did.
and then knock, knock, knock. I'm here to be a star. Welcome, Matt. Is that how that's that's amazing.
Her name was Dorothy Boyce, and she was old school from Toronto, and she smoked, because back in the day in Vancouver, that's where you could still smoke inside, and I remember going into the agency in Gastown, and she goes, so, what brings you here? Right? And I'm like, just like that, like, well, I want to be an actor. She's like, really? I'm like, yep, and I'd like to start today if that's possible. And yeah, she actually started me out, and she said, well, if you really want to be an actor, you're gonna have to take a course. So I was like, okay, sign me up, whatever. Signed up for this course that I think back in the day, I think it was $300. And I went home, and my dad, my mom, they was like, what'd you do today? And then they found out that I skipped school. Then subsequently found out that I signed up for a $300 acting course. So you know the drill. My dad phoned her the next day and said, I'm sorry, my son is an idiot. He's not going to take your course because we don't have that kind of money. And she went, hey, let me tell you something. I've been in this business a long time. Your son has something. I don't know what it is, but I think he's going to do pretty good. So what I'll do is I'll pay for his course, And when he pays me back, when he starts working, he can pay me back that way. And I got my first job today, like a month later.
Wow, it's impressive.
Thank you, Dorothy Boyce, for having me.
My voice career takes me back to the jungles of Borneo. I was, just love saying the jungles of Borneo in that colonial way. No, actually, I started in high school, and I think my brother, who is also a performer, actor, Gabe Coop, we were always a bit hammy growing up, you know, we usually... It's weird. No, this will date myself. We used to watch the Carol Burnett show and put on sketches based on the Carol Burnett show. Thank you for that, people. Yes, I remember Carol Burnett. But the first time when the film industry started to start up in Vancouver, Canada, we're both from Vancouver, Canada, that's where we spent most of our lives.
How's it going, mate?
How's it going, mate? Canada, right, eh? All right, okay, cool, eh?
I want to hear people in Texas say hockey.
Hockey. That's pretty good. Hockey. Oh, hockey. We say hockey.
Hockey. You want to play some hockey?
But there's a show called 21 Jump Street, which, and I remember they were filming at our high school, and there was a sign-up sheet for volunteers for extra work. And I thought, I don't know what this is about. And I was sitting in the cafeteria, it was like the extras holding, and the young Johnny Depp walks into the cafeteria, jumps on one of the tables, looks really damn cool, jumps off the table. I was like, who's that guy? And then I was like, kind of got the acting bug at that point. Started taking theater and in high school and improv. And I was very fortunate when I was younger that I got an agent when I was 15 through a friend of mine. He was with a theater group called the Vancouver Youth Theater, and there was also an agency that was specialized for young people, Tarlington Talent, Carol Tarlington. And I had a quick little interview with him. It was kind of thing. So Michael says, "You're good," and I'm like, "I am. All right, John." I was like, "Wow, this is neat." So that's a very it doesn't happen nowadays. I mean, so we were very lucky to be at that place and time in Vancouver. But anyway, so I started doing bit parts on shows like 21 Jump Street and other Stephen J. Cannell shows, Wise Guy. But my first experience with voice was voice director, voice actor, Sue Blue, based out of LA. She did a workshop up in Vancouver because they were starting to try to bring more cartoons into Vancouver. And they held this workshop because they wanted to try and start training people or getting people familiar with the process. So I took a weekend course with Doug Parker and Sue Blue, and that was my first intro to the voice world. And then my first anime show I ever got was, I think, something called Dragon Warrior, and it's called something else as well. There's two names for it, and I got that. And then my first prelay was Bucky O'Hare and the Toad Wars. I don't know if anybody remembers that. Okay, thank you, sir.
I'm Blake AFC Blinky reporting, sir. Touch a little touch.
You remember that one? Oh, okay. So, no, okay. But anyway, and then I just slowly started getting different shows and stuff, and Ed and Eddie was one of the first times that... Is that the first show that we worked on together?
I don't know. You look a lot like De Niro right now. And I was like, that's scary.
I don't know.
I think it might have, I don't know, maybe it might have been Dinos. Dino Babies.
That's right, Dino Babies, which is another show. If you ever look up it's on YouTube now. I couldn't find it for the longest time.
It's a really nice show. I was Marshall the baby Marshall, and who were you? I played Stanley. Yeah.
It's actually purple. It's a cute little show,
It's a
actually.
cute little show.
Yeah,
I think I remember Captain N, the Game Master. Okay, that's okay. Alright, okay, cool.
Oh, and for a little...
3 people saw
Captain N, yeah.
No, 8 people. The whole room knew my first one.
This will actually make maybe Dino Babies more interesting. If you actually watch Dino Babies, a very young and precocious Andrea Libman is playing a character on the show, and you'll spot her voice right away. You'll know which one it is.
And her voice hasn't changed a bit since she was 6.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Yeah.
We get some hands up over here. We got the triplets.
Oh.
Somebody pick. There you go.
I forget.
Hi.
You play the voice of Soren. Why didn't you talk more when
Why didn't they give me more lines?
when Rainbow dashed into the
I know. I know. I was a bit upset about that myself, actually. Thank you for bringing that up. More pie, man. Come on. Come on.
all your line was where's my pie?
I know. And that's what I said in the recording too. I'm like, hello, more lines, please. They said, you're an actor. No, you know what? To be honest, I don't know. I was told that the character was coming back. Shh. And that, you know, we're doing some more. We might have done some in the last season. I don't know. But yeah, in terms of like, you know, more lines, I don't know. I'm just very grateful that the fans like the pie. So thank you for liking the pie. I really appreciate that. It's great. How about over this side of the room?
Yes. Explain it to you? Has everybody seen the show? Who has seen the show?
Have you seen the show?
She's out.
She's out?
Okay, for those who have seen it, it's not clear to you what it is? Or you just want my explanation? Oh, you want my explanation? It's a young man who gets to be a superhero, but you know, for him, he didn't choose it. The costume is a female costume. That's it. It's not more complicated than that. He put the ring on, he said the words, he gets to be Shizel. His sister is angry because... Oh, the voice. Let me see, okay. Well, he was Maz on the show, my best buddy, Maz. And so I
That was another show that me and Sam did together.
That's right. Well, I was this guy, and, you know, but when I became Shizel, I would say, laser lipstick! That was, and I love the show. The thing about that particular character is that Obi, who created the show, he says, now listen, you are young guys struggling to figure out how the heck a female superhero would sound, because you're guys, you're like, you don't even know how I want to hear a really bad version of you trying to sound like a female superhero. So don't be too good at it. So that was the challenge. Is, yeah, I'm this young guy. He's like, well, what does a female superhero sound? So he's like, oh, maybe she sounds like this. So he wanted it to be this kid who's trying his best to fill the high heels of this film. I don't know. So he was, you know, it was about he's like, man, I get to be a superhero, but it's a woman. Oh, okay. How am I gonna make this work? But I should have seen the costume that he had to wear in the studio. In the end, he embraces it and he tries to be as tough as he can. Yeah, and the waxing was painful for the whole process. Anyway, yes, you've been waiting for a while, sorry. Oh, you after, yeah, sorry. Go ahead. No, go ahead, it's okay.
I have a question for you guys as Ed and Double D.
Yes, what would you like? Is this a skill testing question? No.
Butter toast!
You didn't ask.
Sorry.
Yeah, he didn't ask the question.
Chickens?
Well, sorry, excuse me?
I wonder if you guys like the Jawbreakers.
Oh, are they already previously
They have already been chewed on.
They are new and wrapped.
I would
in the package? Yes, sir, I will take a
no, sir, from.
Whoa! It's too bad that Eddie's over here saying, hey, Jawbreaker! Oh well. You made your choice.
And I think he has a chicken on his head too,
Yes. Wow.
Thank you, friend.
Wow. That's impressive.
How did you get water from this thing?
Sorry, your question now, since you've been waiting, sorry.
That's okay. I said it's just really hard act to follow.
You are awesome.
I had a question of basically how do you guys see
Right here before you. This is it. Right here. How do you see it? It is as it is.
When did you first find out about it, and what did you think about it?
No, actually, is it? Wow. I agree with whatever said. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, no, I don't think I actually started to understand anything about it until I was talking to fellow voice actor friends like Andrea and Ashley, and just because I would, I came in for that one episode and I did my song, and then I waited for it. I didn't even have the hub. I was just waited. Oh, it's on YouTube now. I was like, yeah, I'll finally get to see this thing. Watched it and I was like, wow, that's really cool. And then I would hear, Andrew saying, oh, I'm going to wherever for a convention. I go, what kind of convention? He goes, it's the My Little Pony convention. I'm like, really? Yeah. You've never heard of Bronies? I'm like, no. What are Bronies? The people who are fans of My Little Pony. I'm like, get out of here. Let's go, no, I'm serious. And then, I was like, really? And then my next thought was like, wow, I wish I had a bigger part of that show. Man, I want to be part of this thing, man. So, but, no, I guess I've gone to anime conventions, and the Trekkies that are out there, they kind of had their thing. So it's not that strange to me. People go, but it's My Little Pony. I go, yeah. So it's, and if you actually watch the show, I watch the show. It's like it's a heck of a lot better than a lot of the stuff people get into out there. That have the show does have very positive messages, and the more I talk to people, the more people tell me how it helped them and healed them. I just go, how can that be a bad thing when it's healing people? Exactly. So, and like I say, everybody's immediate reaction goes, oh, that's kind of weird. And then you actually get to know the people, and you get to see them, and you hear stories, and this thing's a phenomenon, but it's healing people. So, that's what I think.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Maddie.
D-I-T-O. Sparkly ditto. Sparkly ditto with pie. I like that. It's good. No, I mean it's like what Sammy said too. It's like because we're really blessed. We get to do lots of cartoons, and so we may or may not always get to sort of watch all the episodes and all the but the phenomena of
I watch the episodes.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that. I say black, you say white, whatever. But in terms of like the like you're saying like with the with the Brony Nation, right, and just this amazing community that you all are. It's I don't know. I just see it's such a positive thing to be part of because it's like it's why I agree with you. It's like, and I don't usually really agree with anything he says, but. Because it's such a positive message. I mean, come on, friendship is magic. I mean, when you break that down, we all need to breathe, we all need to drink water, we all need food, we all need love, and we need community, right? And so that's where I think is the special uniqueness of, and maybe we don't see it as so different than some of the other stuff that we've been part of in terms of, because it's still a community, but you're a community of one show in terms of like really loving what that stands for, right? So, I don't know. I just feel honored that my character said one line in one show in one episode, and you're like, come on, come down here and talk pie with us. Yes, I have.
Did you do the line justice yet? I don't think so.
Did I do
it again.
Did I do that?
No, I want to hear you.
My pie! You saved my pie! But I have a line in another one, but I can't tell you because I had to sign an ABC agreement. That's it, yeah, ABC agreement, yeah.
They hear that a lot.
ABC. Yeah. How about the back row, Flappy? Hello. Hi.
Question for Soren. What kind of pies do you like?
Oh! I love peach pie. I love blueberry pie. I love apple apple pie. I love boysenberry pie.
No apple rhubarb in there, man.
Oh no, I was just about to get to that. I was in the B's, boysenberry.
Oh, you're going to play alphabetical.
I like salmon pie. I love pinky pie.
Oh yeah. You young man with the glasses.
Hello, sir.
There it is. I know it hurts, doesn't it? You got your delta weight up for the day.
Will we ever see Flem again in other seasons?
If I gaze into my crystal ball and look, it says NDA. Oh, you know what? I really hope so. I really hope so. I can't say, but I really hope so, because it was a fun episode to do, and I think they're worth another shot at coming back to stir up some trouble, don't you? Yeah. Why not? I don't know. All about chaos is magic. Come on.
Yeah, I want to say, we're not worthy. I like your hat, dude. It's like, awesome.
I have a question for Sam Vincent.
Yes, sir.
If I remember correctly, this is your second convention in Texas this year?
It is.
Yes, Equestria. I just want to know, what's your overall opinion about how Texas is?
It's a big state. Everything here is big. Well, I would love to actually have more time here to explore all the different aspects of Texas, because, you know, I was in Houston, I was at a hotel, I would go out and go, it is hot! And then I go into AC and hang out with you fine folk, and I go out, go to my hall and go, it is hot! But no, actually, I had a really nice, I know it's so boring, but I was like, yeah, we went out for a really nice steak and lobster dinner.
That's awesome.
And I hung out poolside and enjoyed the rays, and but I have, well, you've been here quite a few times now, right?
Yeah.
And I have a few other
And across
friends
Texas as well.
who have told me great things about Austin too. The music scene and the culture scene here, and so yeah, I was just hearing great things about San Antonio too, and I don't know. So yeah, I hope that I can get here more often. But so far, and one thing Matt and I were saying about, I know there's kind of the cliche about Southern hospitality and all, but y'all have here. But it is extraordinary. I find I've been to Arizona, I've been to like New Mexico, and I just find people. So I can talk about the Southwest and Texas. Everybody's just genuinely nice, and it's sincere, and I find that really special. So that's all I'll say about that. Yeah. You. Yes.
I'm gonna have two questions.
You guys have your own.
Oh, sorry, that was an awkward moment. We'll get to you next. Sorry, I was really pointing at her, but we'll go.
Right in the second row.
Go ahead, Don.
Right, yeah, back to you.
Yeah, back to you.
Right there.
Wrong track
Yeah,
again.
it's all right. And go.
I actually have two questions for you.
Sure.
Matt, I have a favor that I'd like to ask of you.
Okay.
I really want to make my friend jealous. Would you mind, if I called up my friend, would you mind leaving him a message?
Yes. Jealousy, one of the favorite Friendship is Magic lessons. I'm going to inspire jealousy. Friendship is magic.
I'm here to make you jealous.
So what's the name?
What's her name? Or his name? Okay. What does he
I
like?
think he's a
Does he
dark
like-
star right
does he-
now.
what does he?
Does he want to hear Soren or
Yeah. What?
Ed?
Ed. I could maybe do that. Well, why don't we make him double jealous, and we'll put Double D in there too.
Well, I see what you did there. Double challenge. Very clever, Ed. You're coming along.
Well, kick my feet, kick my up. Yeah, they're very sparkly, pointy things in your head. Her ears are moving.
Please don't touch the ears. You're invading my personal space.
I think it's cheese.
Oh dear.
You get no service?
You know what? Somebody please,
We don't please.
promise we'll do this later. We're gonna try it out.
Yeah, we'll do it
around.
definitely, yeah.
What's your other question? When this is over, would you two like personalized cupcakes?
Personalized cupcakes. Sure.
Oh, okay.
Did you make them?
Yes,
Wow.
Okay. All right. Wow.
I
have a question for you. Do I have to share them with all these guys too?
No, you don't.
Okay.
Okay, sure. No. All right, love that. No. Okay. Thanks.
Yes, 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 yes.
Do you guys have your own personal favorite episodes of Ed and Eddie?
Of all
Well, I watched them all, so.
there was
I like that one too.
Yeah. No, there was a Valentine's Day special episode. It was all about Double D. That was kind of fun. But also like one of the earlier first season ones, where we had to be wrestlers.
Oh, the masked number. And I remember when I had to get like.
And Eddie was like, "Come on, Double D, you gotta get really mad." I was like. That was me in a rage. That was pretty cool.
I remember that. Oh, you're like. Oh. I'd have to say, and it's not because it's about me, but no, like the Christmas special for me was just magic, man. Like when I'm just going through putting milk and gravy cakes for Santa, and then I literally beat the crap out of Double D by pulling them through the house and up through the wall. And,
That was actually good. I really enjoyed the holiday special.
Yeah, the holiday special was awesome.
The Halloween special was fun
yeah.
too.
Oh. No, it was
Zombies everywhere.
Alien space zombies from space. I love them.
Gary, yeah. No, I mean, it's, it is what it is. It's awesome. It's fun. We could have been 90 and still probably doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's probably healthier for Tony because it helped him quit smoking, so.
Maybe.
Hopefully.
But now he's reading all the guitar
Next question.
Yes.
Two things.
Two.
For Matt, is your jug filled with gravy?
Say?
Is your jug filled with gravy?
This is the thinnest gravy, but it's good. It's like chicken gravy, right? It's like
Ed would drink gravy from a dog bowl.
yeah, I would actually. Yeah.
Oh, I'm a dog.
You know what I love doing sometimes is when being in a public space, right? Say yesterday at the airport, he and I were just talking. And somehow, I think we said something from Ed and Eddie. We've been working on it for so long, and so we're sitting there in the lounge or whatever, and I was just like, oh yeah. And he's like, oh, butter toast. And you'd see somebody beside going like, you feel the reaction, right? So you say a couple more things.
Well, it was funny. We were coming out of the hotel, that room today, and it was like someone that left their breakfast platter, and there was basically buttered toast left over. Oh, buttered toast! It's everywhere. Buttered toast is everywhere.
Just to see people's reactions, right? It's just, oh man, like the guys at the hotel.
I don't know if you passed by his little autograph stall, but he's actually going to be selling signed buttered toast. So big plushy buttered toast. It's awesome. Oh my goodness.
They're super sparkly and squishy.
Yeah. So yes, girls are go ahead. No.
Do you remember an episode where Ed and Eddie, where Ed was just constantly angry? Was that? My question is, was that weird? Because Ed is usually really happy about it.
Yeah, exactly. And then all of a sudden he's in this fist of rage. Yeah. I remember being very hoarse when I left that episode recording because I was.
Pony puns.
Yeah. Good.
I don't think he meant to do it, but he did it.
No, I did. I tried to. Yeah, totally. Whatever. Horse. No. No. But I do remember that, and yes, I remember leaving a lot of Ed and Eddie sessions, sometimes with a migraine, because my frontal lobe took sometimes it was like literally you would feel it going, I want to just get the line right so we can move on. Because Danny wouldn't let us get a line through that line if we didn't do it the way that he totally heard it in his head. We never had pickups on that show, which I think is genius.
The only time would be if Cartoon Network had a problem.
Change
or
something, yeah. Whereas other cartoons will have pages and pages of pickups where, if y'all know, it's like where they realized that the dialogue didn't fit or it was too long or it just, they were sloppy on their end. But with Danny Antonucci, holy moly, it was
Danny has
genius.
the meticulousness of Double D.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah. That's,
so many oh, right there. Yes.
Please don't hate me
Oh,
for this.
okay. We'll get you next time. Go ahead. Sorry.
Please don't hate me for this, but
Oh.
what's your opinion on shipping?
No idea. I can't answer that. I'll tell you what, I have no idea what you're talking about, but I will answer that to you in private after, because I can't answer that now. Yes,
you
go
need to
ahead.
ship a package?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, go ahead, now it's your turn. Well, okay, well,
stretching.
Well, first of all, that's right. Well, we'll give you. I can. What's your name? Lorelai. We'll do Afrin's all for you. One day, this war will end, Lorelai, and we shall live in peace. You, myself, and Kira.
Athrun. Athrun. When will this madness end? When will we stop fighting and just start loving each other? Not like that, but like that.
I like the Shatner thing you're bringing to it.
That's not right. Oh, Athrun. Oh, please. No.
Well, yeah, it was funny because Matt and I were working on different shows, and then obviously that show was the English dub of Gundam Seed Destiny, so we would go in separately, but we always joke with each other. It's like, if I have to say your name one more time in this show, I'm going bonkers. It was like Kira. It was like all constants. And then for Gundam 00, I was like, oh, I'm playing a guy with a pink cardigan. Okay, I can work with that, I guess.
That's cool.
That's cool. I can do that. I can rock a pink cardigan and look cool. Yeah, Thierry Hervé for anybody who's going to audition.
Thank you for watching it.
Thank you for watching it.
Lorelai, you rock.
Oh, all right. Okay.
This side of the room.
Yeah, listen.
Hello, buddy.
Your professional opinion.
Yeah.
Best pony.
I've already stated numerous times that I like Fluttershy. So. And can I ask you, sir, those are not donkey ears, are they? Okay.
No, those are Double D ears.
Hey, how would you know?
Hey.
You never see his.
See, you would probably want me to say the same thing, right? That I would like Fluttershy. But I'm not gonna say that. Because I have my own opinion. Yes.
What is your
opinion? Oh, no, I thought you were gonna want me to say your opinion, but I was like, I really like Apple Jacks.
It's just singular. It's just one Apple Jack. It's not the cereal.
No, I know, but I like Apple Jacks too. I love Apple Jacks. She knows what she wants, man, you know? I think maybe her and Soren should date. I'm just saying. I think it'd be really cool.
Hope you like apples. Okay.
Does that help?
And then we got that awkward question over there.
Sam, could you talk about your experience when you were doing voiceover work for Death Note?
When I was doing my, I guess obviously you're a big fan of the show, so I should come up with something profound to say. When I was doing it, to be honest with you, when I was going in, Brad Swale was the lead guy in that show, so I talked to him about it. And I guess I went to a couple of anime cons where people had their own Death Note books and stuff, and he signed these, and I was like, "What's going on over there, Brad?" He's like, "You don't want to know. Real scary stuff, man." I'm like, "Okay," but I mean, the character I played was fun just because he was kind of an agent, kind of cool, kind of. I like playing cool characters sometimes, you know. A lot of times I play a lot of geeky guys, and that's fun, but sometimes it's cool to play the cool guy that just talks like this, and it's easy. You don't have to move your lips a lot. You just talk like this all the time. So anyway, yeah, it's a cool looking show, and I know it's got like a huge following, so it was fun. I always like being part of something that's got a big following. It's fun. It's fun to be part of something that's fun. You happy with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Next person. Oh, yes. There she is.
So a lot of different actors have different methods and approaches to acting for their characters. So I was wondering if each of you could tell us about how you approach a character and acting for you.
What's your approach? No. Actually, I gotta say, Ed and Eddie was the only show that I was encouraged not to read the script the night before. Because usually, you break it down, and I have dyslexia. Anybody else have dyslexia here? Sweet. The knacks. But because when I first read a script, it's like Greek theater to me. Like the lines are all squiggly, and so I have to read it long form to just make out what the heck the script's about in that episode. And then I'll break it down, the next day more and more, for what the scenes are and this and that. But Ed and Eddie, because they wanted, Ed to be like totally from, way off the different side of the planet, after a few episodes, they just said, dude, don't prepare. Just totally just come in and just bang your head against the wall. So it was great, but on other shows, just to be able to break it down, because it's like any other form of acting. It's like once you sort of have a good idea about what it is that, let's say in this case, the episode is about for a cartoon, then you can play, then the magic really happens, It's like, unless you're working with Sam, because, he's so professional, and so, he reads the script about 2 weeks in advance, right? 15 times, right? I heard.
No.
20?
No.
Oh.
No.
Wasn't read it at all.
Matt and I used to punch each other a lot in the studio. It was always like, if he was next to me, it was always time to go, oh, everybody's kitchen, and I'd be like, and then he'd be like, oh, there's a lot of that going on.
Did you notice how he punches? Do that again. Watch this. Ow.
Sorry. So my method is getting out my frustrations on Matt sometimes, but no, I think voice acting, like anything that you learn to do, is like this journey of, you just have these little moments where you learn something new every day you're in the studio or where you're practicing. And I found out, doing it for over 20 years now, is that the vocal quality, the sound that you go, oh, you can do a really high voice, that's great. You get less concerned with that and more concerned about humanizing and creating these as people. And you guys who watch My Little Pony, watch a lot of these shows, you can distinguish when you hear someone's bringing the humanity of the character into the character, right? And that's what distinguishes good, in general anyway, good acting from less good acting. And that's you really starting to hear that person. And that's why I love Double D so much, is because I felt like he's probably one of the fullest characters that I've done. Is like he's a full-fleshed person, that you can, and so many people have identified with that person, you know, the guy, double D, I get that guy, you know what I mean? And women and men have said that, and that means that you're doing something right, and Danny did something right when he created the characters. He created full living beings. So that's always the goal, is to try and make these three-dimensional people. And just the fact that they're in a cartoon is, you know, and the voice may sound a little, you know, atypical, always focus on the acting. That's always focus on the acting.
Yeah, because I think that as viewers, right, and as fans of shows, you can kind of tell when someone's just kind of, you know, reading it in, right? It's like, you know, because it just doesn't come across, or you know, maybe I guess it you know, more we notice that, like if we're in the studio, and you know, you can sort of tell if somebody's kind of not bringing all those elements, or at least trying
Nobody
to
from Vancouver,
explore. Nobody from Vancouver. No. Nobody would ever do that.
Awesome,
For sure. You know, but I mean, I know even from myself, if there's been times when I haven't been able to do the preparation that I know I like to do, so that I walk in and feel, you know, confident about my choices and what I'm going to do. Oh man, it makes it painful. You know, I did that a couple times, and it was just like, oh no, not again. You know. So,
but also you're asking because you do a lot of voice work, and I guess, do you have your own techniques for getting into something? Do you have like a saying or a phrase that helps you lock into a character?
Well, sort of, but I wanted to learn from
Yeah. Yeah, and sometimes that helps too, is that we have a certain phrase or a certain, like for me it was, oh dear, it was like,
oh dear, oh dear, and it just get me into, you know, Double D's headspace. Oh my.
oh, it always goes like it totally. That's your tagline. It's a thing that you can go back to every time. If they're like, oh well, yeah, it didn't really sound like it. Like, you know, that time you go back to that. I was like, oh dear. You know, mine was like the wolf. You know, kick my feet.
Oh yeah, kick my feet. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. I'm such a good boy. You know, it's like, oh man.
Yes, sir. You.
Yeah.
Sorry, gray shirt.
Hello,
Yeah,
gray
then-
shirt.
then- I hate to color label people, but
That one's white
oh, man.
and that one's gray.
What's under Double D's hat?
Well, it's not, you're not the first person to ask that question. No, we don't. Okay, technically there is no answer. Danny never wanted to state what was under there, because he always wanted it to be a mystery. There was one time when his hat came off, and Eddie and Ed were looking at it, so from their point of view, they were like, holy smokes, and it's kind of like, but I come up with my own theory, I've talked about it before, is that there is a underdeveloped conjoined twin, which is, and it was based on a documentary I saw that was, they were talking about conjoined twins and how, you know, the miracle of how genetics works, and how, like, basically it was like footage from, I don't know, the 80s or 70s. There was a gentleman in this rural village in China who basically had a mouth on his head, and he had an actual tongue and teeth, and the tongue moved. That was it. That was all that was there. This remnant of a brother that never was. And I thought, man, that's what happened to Double D! And I thought, and his name's Double D. So it's like two of them. I'm like, yes! That's it! He was hiding his brother! His older brother, he was born like, because he came out first, right? So I was like, oh, sorry, didn't mean to create that cartoon visual. Sorry. Yes, sir, in the white church glasses.
Well, I just want to know, how did you two get started, like, from the beginning of it, and how did you two find out about the auditions for it, and just where it went from there?
Well, initially there was just you get a breakdown from your agent, and this new show, these are the characters. I knew immediately that for whatever reason Double D was the one I needed to focus on. So I stuck with Double D, tried to find his voice texture, and you probably did the same. And then it was basically, I think Danny, because Danny's based out of Vancouver, he struggled to convince Cartoon Network that they could find the voices in Vancouver, because they were like, oh, well, let's look in LA, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, Danny was like, no, we're gonna look in Vancouver and find, and he managed to find, you know, the people. And you know, you can't imagine anybody else doing those roles, right? It's because these are the people, right? So but it was like one of those things you went in for one audition, and then they wanted a callback, another callback, and then they were putting us in the room together to see how we all sounded together.
I actually remember one of their early callbacks where they actually had 3 of us together, and I wasn't actually with Sam. I was I think I was with Tony, who played Eddie, and one other guy, and it was weird. And then we did another round, and then I was with you, but Tony wasn't in the room,
Right.
And
then the perfect alchemy happened.
yeah, and then we came in, and he's like, oh, Messi, Messi, Messi. Danny's like, oh my God! Tony's like, man, where's the cigarettes?
Yes.
At the end of recording, like everything, all of it, at the end of all the voiceover work, was the microphone that you used dented?
Good question. No, because they finally put a rubber thing on the top of it. So
There is a big foam guard on it, and they would kill you because those microphones are expensive.
but I have a dent in my arm from Sam hitting me for 8 years. God.
What, you don't think I have?
Yeah.
A dent in my arm?
This guy's like a bad itch, though. He would get under Eddie's skin. The guy, Tony, who played Eddie. It was brilliant to watch Sam just kind of go like, finally Tony would be like, "Rah!"
Yeah, he threatened to punch me one time.
Yeah.
He wasn't joking. And then at that point, I know, because Tony is, I wouldn't mess with Tony, the guy.
No.
He's a fun, tough dude.
Big heart, yeah.
Yeah, big heart, but
Yeah.
he forearms like Popeye. Yeah. Like I guess seriously, he could arm wrestle anybody and win. It was just like, and you wouldn't think, look at him, beat up the guy.
Is there a tough neighborhood in Austin?
Yes.
What's it called? Okay, tough neighborhood, right? Okay, well, Tony was from a place called Surrey, which we bugged him about. He said White Rock, but no, he was from Surrey, and that was a tough area. So, pipes. Yeah, he's a tough guy.
But he was a really great guy.
And a heart of
Oh,
gold,
was.
though.
I mean, he still is.
Yeah.
It's just, don't see
He's a
him
father.
anymore.
He's got kids.
I know, he's crazy.
Eddie, wow. How about over against the wall there?
Well, yeah, up against the wall.
Hands up!
What is the role you most regret missing out on?
Ooh.
Wow. That's a good one.
I don't know. I mean, you mean I heard about an audition and or didn't get it? Oh, it's been a while now. I think I have to go back to X-Men Evolution. I read for Nightcrawler. I really wanted to do
Who ended up playing it?
Maxwell.
Wow.
He did a great job.
Brad,
At some point I stopped I stopped getting super excited about I always realized that when I really wanted something too badly, I'd never get it. So I was like, just stop wanting too bad. Just do the best job you can do and let it go. So I don't really get too hopeful. I just try my best, and if I get it, I get it. But
yeah,
so I'll have to go way back to that.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. When I lost my first running race, I was pretty unhappy about that. Yeah.
Well, when you were 2?
Yeah. Pretty much.
You guys been
Well, your
running?
shoes keep reminding me of because you have Vibrams. That's what we were talking about this morning. Yeah. They're cool.
That's cool.
No, I kind of feel the same way as Sam. It's I just get so excited about getting to audition for something, or be a part of a project. And that would be the part of me that would get deeply disappointed if I didn't get it, because I wanted to be part of it, especially if it was something that you really connect with, right? And so that's changed over the years, and quite admittedly, this is like my 25th year, and I still get as jazzed when I get an audition. I still do a backflip when I get the part, and still get as excited as I did when 25 years ago, when Chainsmoke Dorothy Boyce was like, "I got a gig for you," and so that keeps telling me that it's the right thing to be doing and having fun, and evolution occurs, so that I think that it makes it more sustainable for you as an actor. You don't have so many highs and lows in terms of I got the part, I got the part, because you gotta, as we all have, right? We all have full lives beyond even, say this convention, right? It's something that's so important and meaningful, but at the same time, we all have families that we love and friends and, places to go. Did I answer that?
People see. I was like, you sir.
Would it be okay if I request that you have a silly impromptu conversation between Double D, Soren, Flim Flam, and Ed?
Right.
Do you want to throw Kira and Athrun in there too? Oh.
Well, young man, could I interest you in buying some of my delectable, delicious cider?
No, I'm not quite sure. What do you mean by cider?
Well, I have this machine over here that covers super speedy cider squeeze 6000. Would you like to have some of my cider?
That contraption is yours? Fascinating. What do you think of the contraption, Ed?
Looks like it's made of pie. That's like fantastic. I love that over there. But I think that is just like a bowl full of gravy.
The gravy does not come out of it, and the cider comes out of it.
That's right, young man. Would you like to try some of my cider?
Yeah, is it coming like pie flavor? Is it?
Pie flavor?
Yeah.
Well, let me consult with Flan. It doesn't pie flavor. No, I'm afraid not. No, it's not an apple flavor.
I love apple flavor too.
All right, will you try some, young gentlemen?
Okay.
Get your cup ready.
I love you.
Here it comes.
Okay.
Right, drink, glug, 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 cider, 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 cider.
Oh, wait for it.
Cider, cider, cider. Ed, stop it, you're drowning, Ed.
Wow. What do you say, Clem? We're going to get out of town. We just drowned a young kid.
Does anybody have a time, what is that called? I think, are you okay? Are we all right for time?
7 minutes of glorious, fun-filled questions.
Okay, 10 minutes? Okay.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
So
Yes,
we
sir.
have
Oh, wait,
10
wait.
minutes.
Has anyone who has, you have not been questioned or answered or
Come on up.
yes,
Yeah.
go ahead.
How was it like voice acting the last movie of Ed and Eddie? How was it knowing that it was going to be your final
Yeah, it was weird. It's weird. It's like the end of the Eds was one of those things where it was such a I don't want to say hard because that sounds bad, but it was one of those shows that just took so much out of people doing that show. Everybody involved, even Danny, the creator. I mean, by the time that movie was over, Danny was burnt out. He was like, I need to take a break. And doing the movie, we did it, and it was like that was a pretty big project for everybody involved in that because it was just heavy duty, and so many people at that point were hopeful that there would be more, and that they were going to come back. But I kind of had a feeling because Tony moved away, he didn't want to be in the business anymore. He wanted to try something different, and it's really hard to replace a main character like that. And yeah, we just all had that feeling. Yeah, this is it. It was a good ride. We're gonna finish it with a Cartoon Network movie special, and yeah, we just kind of. But the thing is we're all like, Matt and I are like, well, I'll see you on the next show, right, buddy? I was like, yeah, I'll see you on the next show, but.
I was like, see you on the flip side, buddy.
Yeah.
See you on the next slice of cheese.
But I know a lot of people back when it was going off the air, they were sad because they really liked it.
Well, you know what? Okay, what I realized how much Ed and Eddie touched so many people was just actually on the heels of finishing that last movie. I ended up actually going on a tour, which I ended up running around the continent of North America and doing school presentations to all the kids. Holy smokes, if you want to have like a ground level, baseline of who's watching what, Ed and Eddie by far, unbelievable. And we just ran North America, but especially in America, it was huge. And so it was the same question all the time, going like, yeah, okay, I'm really glad that you ran here, but okay, when's there gonna be more Ed and Eddie? You know, it's like everything was like Eds. You know, it was you know, it really kind of opened up my eyes to go like, whoa, it's a lot of people watch that show. You know, so I felt really like it was awesome. I mean, a lot of the time, you know, in front of 1,000 kids, I just have to go like, hello, my little peeps and peepettes. You know, and you get like, oh my god, you know, it's cool, it's fun, nice to be part of. I still could have been doing it at 85. I think it would have been fun, but I think Sam's right. I think everybody was tired, you know, not doing it, but it was just, it's kind of like Seinfeld. Maybe sometimes it's smart to kind of go out when you're kind of at the top, right? As opposed to, you know, keep riding it, you know? I don't know, because what would they have thought of, you know? I don't know. What do you guys think? Yeah. Sorry, what the question?
Would you do anything else with your life, your career, if you could, or would you the exact same path you've taken?
I would have been a baker.
Baking
I would
pies?
have baked pies. I would have been a school bus driver. No, I don't know, man. That's a great question. No, I think I don't know. I think going more and more as you go forward in your life, you realize that your moment is like right now. Like, be present. Just be present, because you never know when your life might be not this life anymore or someone else's. So make sure everybody tonight calls their mom and says, I love you, okay? But yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, yeah, every once in a while you have a couple of side door moments, but I mean, I've been pretty blessed. I mean, we get to do, you know, except for but you know, I've gotten to work on some cool stuff. I've traveled lots with it. I mean, we get to hang out with the Bronies, so it's like, come on, it's a pretty blessed life.
Yeah, and like I say, I love what I do, so I wouldn't change anything. Someone who hasn't asked already. Sorry, go ahead, sir.
What's your most favorite friendship lesson in My Little Pony?
What's your favorite?
Most favorite, well,
That's good.
I think for me, but this is an important lesson for all of us, but in general is that the thing is that all the characters on the show make mistakes. And sometimes we do that with our friends, is that we make mistakes, but in the end we forgive. And that's the point, is that none of us are perfect. We all have our little quirks and things, and sometimes we say things that we wish we didn't say, but the key thing is to try and forgive, and that's what I take away from the show, is that none of us are perfect, we're just trying our best, and if we just try and, forgive one another, then things usually work out in the end. So that's what I get from the show. You, Maddie?
Well, I never make a mistake. Everything I do is perfect. No, I'm just kidding. Oh man. I say ditto, but I have my own opinion. No, I mean it's true, right? It's like it's like why I say everybody's the same on this planet. It's like we all need love, we all need community, we all need friendship, we all need to feel forgiven when we've messed up. We all need to forgive when people have maybe hurt us or hurt our feelings or whatever. But I think that's sort of like the tie that brings us all together, and without sounding cheesy, I believe that's why it is the magic of this title of friendship is magic, because it kind of is.